So here we go. We're the crazy person's driving on FSD. All right. So here's the screen. Left side is FSD view. Right side is navigation view. We set the speed limit down to 13 miles an hour just to keep it feeling more safe. This is Ming's first time driving FSD. And we're just going to a pool that's on the other side of the neighborhood. All right, turn signals on.
Turn left onto University Club Drive.
Stopping for stop sign. Beeping forward for visibility. Looks clear. And the car's going. Oh, right, you set for 13 miles an hour. That's why it's going slow. Can we speed it up? Okay, at this speed, I don't think we're gonna make the green light. Okay, it's picking the right lane. So the inner lane, it goes straight and turns left. What? Okay. So FSD occasionally has random turn signals. And so Ming just ignored that. Good for her. It does that. Sometimes it turns on the turn signal. You're really going straight, but it's using a turn signal to indicate that it's going straight, as opposed to turning left or right, whatever it is. And let's see, navigation looks like it'll go into the park. So sometimes when you go in someplace, it will actually turn into the place. Let's see, max speed 16, okay. So speed limit is 25, but we have, like I said, we have the max speed set down just for comfort, because this is neighborhood. Okay, green light, 1, 2, 3, go. Apply a little force. Tug on the steering wheel. Pull on the steering wheel just a little bit. Pull it. Oops, too much. Okay, keep your hands on the wheel. Just you pull back and forth just a little bit. Oh, okay, it's good. Oh, whoops. Readjust it. Okay. Anyway, we're at 20. Is that okay? All right. So it just takes a while to get used to these things. And I'm guessing it'll take a long time for me to get used to it, but that's fine. We are FSD. Oh, I always forget how far down this pool is. Oh, we're living on the wild side. It went up to 23 miles an hour. Well, I get it. I mean, if you're not used to it, because it moves like it has a mind of its own, which actually it does. Okay.
Oh, you're nice.
Well, you are more relaxed.
In 500 feet, turn left onto John Simpson Trail, then turn left.
So when you see the flashing, just pull ever so slightly. There we go. Okay, signaling left. Okay, so let's summarize Ming's first experience with FSD, shall we? So, what she has learned, or I mean, at least we talked about it. Learning is another subject, but or how much will stick is another subject. But so I showed her how to put in FSD, right? Navigate, pull down the stock twice. And of course, her immediate warning was don't tell Big Turkey exactly how this works because she'll want to do it. And yes, I know. I mean, Big Turkey pays attention to all this stuff. Okay, so what we found was it's easy enough to navigate. It's easy enough to invoke. And I mentioned it, although I don't know how much it stuck, was it's a lot easier to get FS. If you can get the wheel, the little steering wheel to show up when you're stopped, it's a lot easier to put in FSD. If you're driving, in a lot of areas, you'll see the steering wheel pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out. And so trying to get the double click in while the steering wheel is on is a tricky subject. Now, if you're on an interstate, it's not so much of a problem. It's more a problem on city streets. So that's where that problem is more pronounced. So I was explaining how the right scroll wheel can be used to control your speed. So with this being Ming's first experience with the computer driving the car, she wasn't ready for any sudden movements, and so she started learning. As soon as she pulls down on the stock, then she runs that scroll wheel down almost immediately. She also, I noticed that she was very good at keeping her hands off the wheel to some extent, just holding her hands down. So she grabbed it if she had to. So I don't think she quite got the deal where you have to give the steering wheel a little nudge every once in a while if it's bugging you. So whatever, we'll get there. I mean, it is her first experience, so that part, I mean, it worked. And obviously the car does, every once in a while, it turns on a turn signal. It doesn't really need to. Like, I'm going to go straight, so I'll turn on the left turn signal indicating I'm in the inside lane going straight. Well, you don't have to signal at that point. But anyway, it's just the way this car processes. So the other thing to keep in mind if you're new to FSD or you're about to go to FSD is there are actually two systems controlling the car. So one system is the traffic aware cruise control. The second system is FSD itself. Or for those who use autopilot, it's autopilot. Either way. All right, so if you grab the wheel and suddenly jerk the wheel, you don't have to jerk it that hard, really, to break that off. But if you move the wheel, then FSD will disengage. But TAC is still engaged. So if you're grabbing the wheel to change where you're steering, okay, that's fine. But if your purpose was to stop, you need to put your foot on the brake. Right? Don't depend upon the one pedal driving to control it. You need to put your foot on the brake. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're driving this computer on wheels. If you don't like how it's going, put your foot on the brake, stop the TAC, and stop FSD together. All right? If you're happy with the speed, but you're not happy with the exact direction, then just break off the steering wheel. But, that's chances are you probably want to do a brake. Anyway, whatever. From my viewpoint, Ming actually did well. I mean, when I first drove FSD, it felt very sporadic to me. Although it did what I expected it to, it was kind of weird. And it's the same thing. I'm sure it's the same thing for most people is having the computer control the car is just such a different experience. But there it is. Yay. So Ming has driven FSD. The car has survived. We're back home. I hope that, I hope this little discussion helps you out if you're getting into this. it's a question of patience, right? Oh, so the other thing I did with Ming was, instead of having her going around the corner, when I first invoked it, when I first had her invoke FSD, I said, well, wait, let's stop it. Okay, hit the brake, get it off. Okay, steer around the corner, get the car lined up straight. Okay, so when you get the car lined up straight, it's not jerking to the left or right, it's just going to go straight. That helps with your first reaction. So try to pick a straight area that you're going to go straight for a ways so you can get used to the car rolling, because FSD will accelerate to whatever the max speed is set. So it'll start taking off a little bit. And if you're not ready for that, it'll throw you off. Okay. The other thing is, if you're going straight, then you have to worry about the wheel jerking left or right. It'll stay. It may do a little movement, but it'll stay mostly straight. So that'll help settle you down a little bit. But anyway, there you go. Pretty. I don't know if I want to call it fun, but it is kind of exciting to share knowledge with somebody and get them going. That's a cool thing. Did I mention that Ming likes the spoiler? Okay. Of course, her rear-wheel drive does not get this. Only performance.